Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Nice. Do you see my slide, hopefully?
Not yet.
Cool.
Perfect.
Not yet? Here we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. So today we will be talking about what is important for talent and how do companies position themselves with regards to these aspects. So we will talk about 3 biggest talent challenges you are facing, and I will give you 5 advices how you and your company can tackle them. Before, let me shortly introduce myself. My name is Eva Baluchova. I am Slovakian, living in Netherlands since 2016. I have been in talent acquisition industry for over 11 years, started as HR, shifted to recruitment, and then shifted to recruitment marketing and employer branding. I have worked in an agency, in-house, and mostly as a consultant, helping businesses to scale, grow teams, establish processes and best practices. I'm a huge fan of knowledge sharing. I have founded VRBridge.io. It's a content learning place for talent acquisition professionals like you to better your skill set. And in addition, I work as a talent attraction strategist at Peoplefinders, and we assist businesses in attracting and hiring talent. Personally, you can associate me with 3 B's: basketball, books, and beer. Of course, not in an all same time, but hey, that's enough about me. Maybe let's get straight to the topic. So when it comes to talent, today's companies face numerous challenges. We can all agree that some of the most common are difficulty finding qualified candidate, offer rejections, difficulty meeting diversity goals, nurturing talent over time, and inefficient interview process. So what is happening in today's world that is causing these difficulties to us? So first challenge we are facing are big pay raises. So big companies and internet titans pay well and have a large recruitment teams. US companies began employees overseas because, for them it's cheaper and they can still provide lucrative packages. Brexit brings more position to Europe, and of course, remote working opens talent market even wider. And what we can see is that's a massive increase in competition and demand. And we all know that increasing demand equals increasing salaries. So for example, there is no longer an average salary for software engineers in Europe, just an average per one of 3 categories. And you can see that the differences in those categories are huge. So what talent wants? Yes, first, they want to be paid fair and well, and there is no shame in it. But lucky for us, compensation is just one data point. Talent is not weighting just the salary, but other essential things like professional growth, autonomy, mentorship, working directly on the product, work-life balance, and other things that matter. Increasing salaries or increasing compensation isn't the only thing that what talent wants. Besides other factors, the great resignations forever changed our workplace and talent preferences. Although some businesses are booming, but they have hard times to keep their employees. Retention is the key to success. During the pandemic, we could recognize 4 signs: backlog of resignation, widespread burnout, people rethinking their relationship with work, and the possibility of remote employment. When pandemic faded, it was natural that people kept their intention to resign. People rethinked what works mean to them and what they expect from work. And that created a significant gap between what employees want and what organizational leaders expecting and offering. There is a lot of change happening, we can see, and companies have hard times keeping up. And this makes most companies forget to prepare for the next phase where we will welcome up to 25% of Gen Z in the workplace. And not to mention that already the main workforce consists of millennials. This will have a large impact on the company's culture and policies, and not adjusting to it is a threat. Companies need to adjust to the generational shift and start speaking the language of the generation they are hiring. Otherwise, they will keep losing the talent. These generations have different needs and demands than the previous generation. So how generation shift looks like? First, we can see that the job tenure drops from 5 to 8 years to 1 to 2.5 years in average. Generations are moving from prescribed paths to a lot of different ways. That means that giving options to your talent is now essential. New generations want to feel unique, heard, and seen, and they don't care much about buying a home or having a good pension. Gen Z barely has enough money to pay bills, student debts, they have to pay rent. They want to feel the experience now, and they want to feel and believe the cause of the company. If your attitude stays with the boomers and Xers, you already lost the talent war. You need to adapt your value proposition and stop spending money on benefits and perks that doesn't work for the new generation. What you can do, we will talk later. So let's start with the advice number 1. Companies need to encourage new loyalty. No longer are companies in a position where they can say, this is what I have to offer, take it or leave it. The new loyalty sounds like, I will give you 100% while I'm here, but if the business doesn't allow me to have a meaningful work and lead a life that is important to me, I will not stay very long. You need to build loyalty by matching talent needs. So remember, inclusive, supportive organizations gain a competitive advantage. Use efficiently the time you have with your talent and don't get stuck in a nostalgia. So how you can do that? So number 1, you have to give your talent options on different paths. That means offer remote possibilities, flexible hours, or autonomy on their schedules. Number 2, cut long-term benefits. On average, young people work in the job only a year to 2.5 years. So make it count. You can't have 4-year vesting equity, stock options, or pension benefits, which are very popular in Netherlands, but are very useless. Number 3, mimic ownership and performance in your reward system. The shift you must consider includes pay programs. Annual increases cycles will not work. Consider shortening the cycles. Take that same money you got for that salary increase in the end of the year, break it into more frequent increasing, and mimic ownership and performance. Give them something they care about, and they care about instant reward. Number 4, if you want people to stay longer, you need to define career paths from very start, and you have to give your talent tools to stay. Build tailored programs where trainings will take the center of your strategies. Make those trainings mimic ownership and performance, because deliberate growth will keep your people and will attract new talent. And last, number 5, companies I see they don't do very well are companies that offer standard experience. Instead, guide your employees, help them buy a car, pay off student loans, help them pay the bills like internet or phone bill, support their work from home, or contribute to childcare costs. Help them to travel, help them with mortgage or with the rent. Of course, mimic it in the retention plan. Consider a person's overall situations and needs. Believe me, this will make people feel special and seen and unique, and they would reward you with loyalty. The key here is to offer benefits that match every employee's needs. And yes, it's very hard, I understand. But nowadays, there are benefit platforms such as Young Campus, Benify, TriPass, ThanksBen, WorkSmile platform that can help you offer personalized benefit programs. You just set the budget and the platforms take care of the rest. So it can be easier. Advice number 2, build your employee value proposition. Allow the unique strength of your business to do the talking and offer a clear proposition that promotes self-improvement, well-being, and ambition. But make sure that you not only define your employee value proposition, but more importantly, define unique selling points. And this is what mostly many companies don't do a good job. So define company unique selling points, USP. What is unique about you and your company as an employer? What appeals to customers and to candidates? And more importantly, describe the unique selling points of each role and each team or department. Here is your chance to truly make yourself stand out. Number 3 advice is invest in storytelling and visibility. We all have this common perception: quicker we do it, cheaper is for everyone. But the talented people don't think like this. Oh, let's rush my next career move, so let's just get apply on the first "we are hiring" post. The truth is that company posting "we are hiring" on social media, that doesn't get them noticed. It's simply not enough. There are so many activities we don't know what candidates do before they apply. Because candidates are like consumers. They are using the same search and scanning tactics for looking for a job. So they plan where and how they will look for the job. Then they search and collect all information. They compare it all, and then they apply. And what you need to understand that a company mission, culture, and values are more important to candidates than ever before. So we need to showcase it. Many of the best candidates make important career decisions based on how socially online an employer is and how much engaging information candidates get. So to attract top talent, you need to clearly define and plan every point of contact with the candidate market. And at the core of all marketing and branding activities is a copywriting skills. Companies need to learn to own messaging as the brand, learn what is to mean to craft compelling copy that doesn't just engage and hold attention, but also build brand value and reputation. Because that's what talent is deciding and staying for. You need to understand your audience, what they do, where, and what they like, how to convey your message to them. There is no magic button. There is no loophole in attracting and winning talent. You need to go deeper in fundamentals that matters: the who, the what, the why. Your message matter. Understand the candidate journey and think of it as an information journey. Candidates are looking for answers to their questions in your messaging. What's the leadership like? Hiring manager like? What's the recruitment process? What's the product client like? And what the day looks like? Help talent decide whether your organization is a good fit. Remember, trust is built differently these days. It's built through online visibility and reputation. Advice number 4, you need to increase the impact of employee voices and their opportunity to shape the company. The most effective way to convince new talent that you are the right employer for them is via the recommendation of your existing employees. You can encourage this further by implementing an employee referral program. And in addition, don't be afraid to let your team share their experiences on social media. Opposite, encourage it. This is a fantastic way to spread the word about your business and same time giving your people a sense of unity. But I believe that Anna Bertoldini gave you great tips already, so I don't need to go further into these details. Last advice, number 5, build your own toolset. Recruitment innovation should be tested and learned like product development. Your recruitment practices should mirror your marketing stack. You need to map out the strategy for future recruitment and then find the tools and technology that make your strategy a reality. And it's impossible to find a one size fits all. So keep it simple, but aim for your goals. As a talent expert, we are all here. I believe we clearly and you clearly understand what differentiation means and what your company stands for. These factors can help you compete with other organizations. It's all about using your common sense, try new things, and highlight uniqueness of your company story. It's a candidate market. Talent has the upper hand. Talents get to choose who they want to work for. So to stay relevant means proactively engaging and attracting the right people. And you need to attract the people on the right channels and again, with the right message. Because waiting for applications just doesn't cut it anymore. And I think that was my last piece of advice. So thank you very much. I hope that you learned something today and then you enjoyed the presentation. If you want to know more, connect, of course, with me, and maybe we can get to your questions.
Thank you, Eva. Any questions from the room? There is a question from online, of course. Probably partially you answered this question. Somebody's asking how can you personalize the benefits and how can you support the employees' actions individually? You mentioned the platforms, and we have other brands here, but we have also, they're commonly used here as well. What other ways would you suggest in terms of personalization?
Yeah, so what I would do is I would, of course, segment the employees into groups, maybe into the generation, and then analyze on what kind of benefits they would appreciate. And based on that, I would offer different packages of benefits, or I would choose people to choose their benefits. I used to work for a bit smaller companies, like Scale Up, about 200 people. So sometimes it's a bit easier to personalize benefits. For example, I used to work for the client, which one was actually helping people get the mortgage or help them with their rent. And they included it in their retention strategy. Yeah, that was one of the examples. The other example of the client is that, for example, they are helping their talent to travel, to go to the vacation. In that, many employees feel seen and unique.
Thank you. Another question, I love the correlation that you made with marketing, and personalization is great. Probably we are becoming believers, but it's also extremely expensive in terms of not necessarily money, but effort of the organization, HR, marketing, management. What kind of instruments or what should an organization do in order to be prepared to approach things in a personalized manner and differentiate as employers?
I think that's what already Anna mentioned before in her presentation, that it's important to let the employees speak out. That's quite cheap, almost low cost effort. Companies need to start collecting the content. Once you have a content, which one doesn't cost money, mostly it just takes time asking employees about sharing their stories, for example, then you can just post it almost without, not everything costs money. Like you can start with a long-term strategies of nurturing marketing campaigns on the LinkedIn or Instagram. Even advertisement doesn't need to be that expensive. So I would just decide to start small, start sharing slowly on one channel, and then slowly adding more channels if possible. Yeah, did it answer the question?
Yes, I think so. Any other questions for Eva? Okay, Eva, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you for having me.